Prayer is the practice of the presence of Almighty Allah. In prayer, you are in the presence of Allah as you lay before Him your complete self in confession and dependence, in submission and reverence, in concession and reliance, total and absolute reliance on Almighty Allah. When Allah says, وَأَنَا أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْكُم مِّنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, I'm closer to you than even your jugular vein. This statement of Almighty Allah is what is taken and it is what is accepted. When Allah says He's closer to us, how close are we to Him? It is one thing for Allah to be close to you. It's another thing for you to present yourself to be in His presence. And the Quran says, مَا يَكُونُ مِن نَجْوَى ثَلَاثَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ رَابِعُهُمْ وَلَا خَمْسَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ سَادِسُهُمْ. There's no people, a group of people that are two or three, except Allah is the third or the fourth of them. And Allah also says, وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. Allah is with you wherever you are. Allahu Akbar. Allah is with you wherever you are. It means Allah is already there with us, but prayer is what makes us to now present ourselves officially, so to speak. Deliberately and consciously, we present ourselves in His magnificent presence. Prayer is not a verbal repetition. Prayer is not a rival opposition. And prayer is not a poetic competition and not a quixotic composition. Prayer is not meant to be a charmed recipe or a magical remedy for supplying wants or for fulfilling needs or for feeding our greeds. Our prayers being answered is not based on the eloquence of our prayers. We don't have to use certain words or phrases to get Allah to answer our prayers. He will answer our prayers not because we are the righteous supplicants, but because He is the generous giver. And is the all-responsive, the one that has power over all things. So as a matter of fact, the Quran and Hadith correct those who pray shouting towards the sky, babbling and thinking they will only be heard because of their loud voices and so many words that they use. So many combinations of words and phrases, sometimes some litanies and some formulas that we think can compel Allah to do things. They are not the things that make Him to do things. Whether you whisper or you shout, your voices rise up and meet up with Him in the same way. So there's one hadith of Imam Ahmad who reported that Abu Musa al-Ash'ari said, we were in the company of Allah's messenger during the battle, and whenever we climbed a high place, we went up a hill or went down a valley, we used to say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We will keep raising our voices. Allah is great, Allah is great. And the Prophet came by us and said, Ya you and nas, let me tell you, all you people, Irba'u ala anfusikum. Be merciful unto yourselves. Don't raise your voices the way you are raising them. فَإِنَّكُمْ لَا تَدْعُونَ أَصَمَّ وَلَا غَائِبًا. Because you are not calling a deaf or an absent one. Allahu Akbar. إِنَّمَا تَدْعُونَ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. The Lord of the world that you call is all hearing and is all seeing. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ أَقْرَبُ إِلَىٰ أَحَدِكُمْ min unuki rahilati, because the person that you call, inna alladhi tad'una aqrabu ila ahadikum, the person that you call upon is closer to each and every one of you, min unuki rahilati, closer to you than the neck of your animal. Should I teach you one kalima, one statement that's a treasure of paradise, and that is la hawla wala quwwata illa billah. There's no power and there's no strength except with Almighty Allah. Allahu Akbar Kabira.